If this government makes a commitment, we make sure it is properly funded, we make sure we deliver on our promises. We must continue to plan ahead, do our sums carefully, and be upfront with Singaporeans on the cost of various proposals. This approach of looking and planning ahead is a hallmark of our fiscal policy. It ensures that we are able to meet our collective aspirations and seize every opportunity that comes our way. Perhaps the opposition takes a different view of fiscal management. Certainly, they want the government to use more of the reserves for current spending. They suggest different ways of doing so, using revenue from land sales, waiving land costs for HDB flats, increasing the percentage of the NIR that can be spent, and so on. But in the end, they all come down to the same thing, which is to use more of the reserves today. What will this mean? Basically, we will end up with less for ourselves in the future, and we will also leave less behind for our children and the next generation. Eventually, the NIRC will shrink as a percentage of GDP, the funding gap will increase, and our children will pay more in taxes. Having the resources to pursue a strong economy and a strong society and to achieve good outcomes is not a fairy tale. This is very much our Singapore reality, but it requires us to focus on prudence, fairness, and sustainability. What we have is a unique and certainly a privileged position of strength. Many countries pay about 2% of their GDP in debt servicing for debts that have been accumulated. We are so different. We enjoy the benefits from savings from the past. And to continue on this sustainable path, we must maintain our commitment to set aside enough, not just for ourselves, but also for the future. So I call on everyone in this House, let's commit to upholding these values. Fiscal responsibility, discipline, ensure that our fiscal system meets the needs and aspirations of both current and future generations of Singaporeans. And if the opposition parties have a different view on this, I invite them to take up the challenge that the Prime Minister issued in this House a few weeks ago. Make drawing more from the reserves an election issue. Let's go to the people, ask them for a mandate to change the Constitution. You can ask them to do so. Compel the President to let you spend 60%, 75%, or even 100% of the NIR. The PAP will join issue with you. We will present our case to Singaporeans, and ultimately, Singaporeans can decide what is the best fiscal approach to take Singapore forward.